imagine this. Her bloody grazed knees are etched in my mind. They had gravel and tar through them. She'd been dragged behind a ute, holding the tow bar, trying to rescue her child that had been kidnapped. I was sitting in that car with the daughter and her mother for 5 hours. We had to travel from Wagga to Canberra to get access to specialist services that we couldn't access in our own community. It was a long 5 hours, and it was really harrowing for that mother as she sat in that car with her daughter. What does this mean for us as providers who specialise in trauma? It means that we need to be actually mindful and to be aware of what trauma services are like in rural regional communities. Our contracts are built on metrocentric models where we don't have to travel, where there's one case manager to 7 children. It doesn't accommodate that trip to Young and back, that's 2 hours. And then coming back to do compulsory training, write case notes, have supervision with our managers, our team meetings. Those metrocentric models don't recognise the difference and the meaning of what it is to work in communities in our rural regional footprint. All of us have services in those areas. What is the solution? What makes the difference is actually having formal and recognised policies and procedures that actually account for the time and the effort and the commitment to communities. It also means that we need to write guidelines and position descriptions that recognise what it means for rural and regional clinicians in those areas. Not very good with the green button. I want to bring you back to those bloody grazed knees. Years later, I was taking my daughter to a brand new school. It was really, really important. It was a big decision for us as a family to move her to another school. We were so excited. She had a smiggle bag that was yellow and blue and pink, and the lunch for the day, and what it meant for her. And we arrived in the school office, and the school principal said, "Welcome, this is fabulous." And a child walked in that door. In that moment, she and I recognised each other. I knew those blue eyes. She'd grown up, her face was a little bit more mature. But in the background, there's the school principal saying, "Hey, this is great, welcome, welcome, this is awesome." But she and I stood there, and we knew each other. What that means for us in rural regional communities, is we are the cat in the hat. We are the balancing act. We are the aged care clinicians. We are the generalist mental health workers. We are the grief and loss counsellor, whilst also being the complex trauma workers. And this is what's not recognised. We're balancing so much, but we're also balancing what it's like to live in our rural regional footprints. It is the unseen, it's the unknown. There were participants that described they don't go to the supermarket on a weekend because on a Friday they remove the children and they're walking past parents in that supermarket. So they don't go to the supermarket. There was one participant who described she lives across the courthouse on a Wednesday. She works from home because her clients are attending the courthouse. It's these complexities that we don't recognise in our policies and our procedures. It's these complexities that actually need to be recognised in the models of care that aren't metrocentric. What does that mean? If we recognise that, it creates workforce retention. it also gives us an opportunity. The deeply passionate clinicians stay in their roles because they want to stay in the community. They want to serve to the community. They don't want to travel 5 hours with clients. We want our clinicians to be in their footprint, and that's the retention factor. That's the secret ingredient. That what retains our colleagues. It's what keeps them in their jobs. So if we recognise that, if we build on that, they stay. It means that our services have sustainable workforce. It means that our service delivery is always there in those rural footprints that we work in. It also means that clients and the families don't have to outsource or travel to get those services. What it also means is there are moments in time like this. This is my backyard. I don't own the canola crop. It's big. But what it means, it's actually a really good image of why we stay in our communities and what we give back, but also how we can recognise that in our policies, procedures, service delivery, and our retention of our clinicians. So that's my presentation for you all. And now my recommendations. Recognise the challenges and the nuances of rural communities. And if we do that, we keep the services in our communities.